4 fastest and cheapest Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, EasyMut.com. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's up, everybody? Ton of Fire here, back in the video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the most dominant coverage defense in Madden 20. It's going to come to us out of the big nickel over G formation. You can also replicate this out of a nickel normal or any nickel set as well. I'm just going to be showing it out of big nickel over G. If you are running the over G setup, make sure that you do flick your right stick once to the left. Once you come over the formation, that's just going to put you in the slot cornerback package, and that's going to give you the better adjustments out of the formation. Now, this is going to be a very unique adjustments that I'm going to show you guys, and we are just going to be running these adjustments out of a stock cover 3. Some wacky personnel things as well is that I would recommend getting a good coverage player right here or at your DN spots, because it does depend on what side of the field they are. You're going to be dropping one of these players in coverage. I'll go over that a little bit later. Also, if you do have the resources, I'd recommend putting safeties here. I'm not sure if the Bills have any other good players, so we'll just rock with linebackers. Now, this is going to be good against a number of formations. I'm just going to show you guys against a trip set, because this is the most times that I run it. I just prefer it against trip sets, so I'm just going to come out in that. And you want to run your cornerback on the wide side of the field. So since the wide side is that left side, we're going to be flipping the play, running it on that wide side. Right off the bat, the two adjustments you're going to be doing is just base the line, and then you're going to go ahead and pinch the whole defense, which is LB or L1, and then that left stick down. Now, you guys see, once you pinch your defense, those two players, they actually flip. So what you're going to have to do after that is press D-pad to the right and that left trigger to clear the shift. Then they're going to go back to the spot. I think it's because I clicked onto that player, he didn't reset. Now, I'm going to be leaving the full written description of the play down below in the description, because I know that some of you are already going to get confused. So I'll leave that full steps down below in the description. Or actually not in the description, the comment section. I'll leave it pinned in the comment section. You guys can go check that out after the video. But those are the first adjustments: baseline, pinch your defense, and then go ahead and reset those linebackers. If you're in a nickel normal, you don't have to reset the linebackers. Next adjustment you're going to go ahead and do is man up this X cornerback on the slot receiver. Yes, the slot receiver. It's going to look like this. And then what you're going to do is man up this linebacker on the receiver closest to the offensive line. So boom, like this. But what you're gonna, next adjustment you're gonna go ahead and do is put this free safety right here. You're gonna put him in a deep half. That's gonna be up on the left stick. So that's gonna pretty much prevent you from getting burnt. If he's hitting you with like out routes multiple times, then maybe you just move this player in, or you can maybe put X in a cloud flat. There's ways to stop it, but I usually like to move this guy out a little bit if I have extra time. If he still is burning you, you can move this player to the left a little bit, but I usually just leave him there for the most bluff defense. Like I said, your opponent's going to have no clue what's going on. Anyways, moving on, what you're going to do is put A in an inside third, and then you're going to leave this corner on the outside third on that right side. So the last adjustment that you're going to have to do, as you guys see, we have no flat assignments on that right side. You're going to put your D end in either a hard flat or a curl flat. We're going to turn these into cloud flats anyway. So if you put them in a hard flat, just shade over the top. That's going to give you a cloud flat. And then you could also go ahead, slant outside, or don't slant outside. You could slant outside before you do that hard flat, otherwise you won't be able to, and then shade over the top. So that might have seemed like a lot. I'll go over it multiple times in the video. And like I said, it is in the comment section, but here's the full setup. As you guys see, you're the only person over the middle of the field. You do have two players manned up, and like I said, this is going to be very confusing for your opponent. Boom, you guys see everything's manned up. X on that in route, and you guys see we get pressure. This dagger play is obviously very good that I'm in, so I'm just going to try to mix it up a bit, come out in some other plays. Alright, again, the setup, I'm going to go a little bit faster here. Base the line, pinch your defense, clear those linebackers, clear the shift. Then you're going to go ahead, man up X on Y, and man up this X linebacker on B. Put LB in a deep half, A in an inside third, and then go ahead, slant outside, and put this D end in a hard flat. Then you can shade underneath, shade over the top. There you go. Now, that was still pretty slow. You're going to have to practice these adjustments. I would recommend going into practice mode if you're not elite with the adjustments. Quickness, like I am, I can do this pretty fast, and obviously I've ran the defense multiple times, so I've kind of gotten good at it. Like I said, go in practice mode. If you can't go faster than that, go ahead, hike the ball here, boom, drag, post routes bagged, other post routes bagged. You guys see everything is absolutely covered. If you do have a pass rush ability, I would definitely recommend getting it, especially for this type of a defense, because you're only rushing 3 people. And if you don't have like a one pass rusher, then it might be difficult to get pressure unless you have like 3 good D linemen. But again, set up here, you're going to go ahead, base the line, pinch the defense, reset those linebackers. Then you're going to man up X on Y, man up X on B, LB and A deep half, A and A inside third, and then put your D end in that zone, shade underneath over the top. You guys see that still was a little bit slow, but even going at that slow, you would be able to get those adjustments off before they snapped it. I could go way faster than that, but I'm just trying to explain all the steps, and if I go that fast, I probably will forget a step. But like I said, this deep half is very good. If you do have those other adjustments on, if you aren't in the slot cornerback package, you could actually put this guy in an outside third, but since I am in the slot corner package, that's not a feature that we can do. But here you guys see, very good setup again. Let's try and run a different play here. Snap the ball, boom, using, even look how covered that crosser is. Deep posts obviously are bagged. And yeah, let's go ahead, hop into a different formation here. I'll try to show you guys like a gun bunch. Now bunch is pretty unique because of how good the routes are. So you might not even want to run this setup against something like a gun bunch. I'll try to show you guys what I would do to defend it. Again, I'll come out with my corner to the wide side of the field. And again, I'm base the line and pinch the defense, reset the linebackers real quick. And again, what I'm going to do is man up X on RB and then man up X on A. Now, the key thing is a lot of times people will max protect. So if you want, maybe you could man up this player on this X receiver. He might be a little bit pointless unless it's a safety with 95 plus speed because of how slow linebackers are. So like I said, if you have a safety here, it makes your defense more versatile. So I might do something like this. The tight end will only really be on a flat route. Most setups out of bunch are max protect anyways. So I don't really recommend that. But what I'm also going to do is just put LB in a deep half again here. Put A in that inside third. And again, I'm putting B in a hard flat. Shade underneath over the top. Here's the full setup. Go ahead, hike the ball here. For this setup though, in particular, I actually do have A on that little trail route. You guys see everything is bagged. For some reason, we missed the sack there, so he's just going to sit in the pocket for another 10 seconds. Dang, holy crap. Man's is standing tall in the pocket. There, we finally get him. I'm not sure how he actually broke that sack. You're definitely not expecting that to happen in a mode like MUT or any other game mode online. So again, you guys see everything was really bagged right there. Let's say they go to a verticals, base a line, pinch the defense, reset the linebackers. You might want to slant outside right away so you don't forget. Slanting outside will just give you better block shed animations. Man up this outside corner on the slot receiver. You're doing that every time no matter what. Again, man up this receiver on X or A. If they're sending their tight end out on a lot of routes, I would recommend putting them on the tight end. Otherwise, put them on that outside receiver. Or you could just leave them in coverage if you want. And then maybe you rush 4. You put this player in a cloud flat. Keep the same other concepts. You could run something like this if you do want to send 4. You're only manning up 1 player. It's very similar to a stock cover 3. Again, you're just manning out that outside corner. This is pretty good against those little, corner route type of plays that players like to hit. Go ahead, snap the ball, boom, using RB, go back to A, RB is bagged because he is manned up, and throw X. Now that wheel route might have been open, so like I said, it is very crucial that you make sure you catch on to your opponent's tendencies. I'll actually show that setup again because a lot of people, they might not like to send 3 people. If your opponent's just standing tall in the pocket for over 5 seconds, I would recommend going with that other setup. But again, base the line, pinch defense, man up X on RB, LB in that deep half, and A in the inside third. If I see myself getting burnt, move him over like that. And that's the most basic setup. Slant outside, put this player in a curl flat. You get shit underneath over the top to get those cloud flats. And again, this is a different setup. I'll also leave this one linked in the description as well. And yeah, these are basically the only two setups that I like to run. You could definitely go with the stock cover 3 if he's sort of, you know, catching on to this. You want to mix it up again. Boom. He's expecting this wild setup. He just tries to run streaks and catch you off guard. Nope. You go back to a stock cover 3. You catch him off guard with that. There you guys see X. Boom. Bagged. And you guys see, I definitely like the other setup better, the one where you're rushing 3 people, just because you have 2 players manned up, and it's a lot easier on the user, especially when you're defending the whole middle of the field by yourself. So I'll show that one last time. Base the line, pinch defense, reset the linebackers, slant outside, man up X on RB, man up this player on A, and then go ahead, this deep half, inside third, shade underneath over the top, D end in a curl flat, or a cloud flat. You can shade that over the top as well. Move this player over and we are good to go. If you wanted to get even more adjusty, something that you could do is man up B on B, and then user this player Jordan Poyer over the middle of the field. You do have those 2 players manned up, so the only real worry is if they have X on a deep post. This is, you know, way more adjusty. Also make sure that you shade over the top so you don't get burnt on that press. But you guys see everything very bagged. That deep post bagged, and you guys see it's just going to be the only struggle with this formation is getting pressure. So if you want, you can get 3 D-line abilities and go absolutely crazy with this. That's something that I tried in MUT and had great success with. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for some more Fire Madden 20 content in the future. Make sure you drop a comment and tell me what videos you would like to see next. And yeah, that written description will be in the comment section. Go check that out if you were a little bit confused, or just run through the video again, see those adjustments again. Go in practice mode and practice this defense before you head online. Otherwise, you might just get stuck in an adjustment. I always try out new defenses in practice mode or even online head-to-head before I go into something like MUT. And yeah, it's going to do it. Peace. I'm out here.